Today on Uncommonly Good MTG, we're playing GRUUL Aggro. Man, there's nothing better than an aggro deck, and then we got one with GRUUL, which takes the spicy, hasty red creatures and then pumps and protects them. Man, there's practically nothing better than that. If that sounds good to you, then stay tuned to find out more. Hello and welcome to Uncommonly Good MTG. I'm your host, a person who's recently been held in contempt of court for being too awesome, Dr. Yukon Socket. Yes, thank you. Filmed before a live studio audience. Thank you so much, Yukon Socket. Word to your mama. So I'm broadcasting to you today from my secret underground headquarters, and I'm bringing to you a deck I found over on the Aether Hub, posted by what I believe is the MTGA assistant. It's known as Naya, and it had a 67% win rate. So I'm going to call this thing GRUUL Aggro. This is a Naya deck, but yet I'm calling it GRUUL. Why am I calling it GRUUL? Because the only reason it's Naya is because we got this one stupid white card in here that we have no white mana for, and we're only going to play it for its red ability. So technically this is a red card as we're using it. So we're only playing red and green, that's it. So that is GRUUL, and it is an aggro deck. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at the cards in this deck, we'll talk a little how it should work, and we're going to go out and we're going to crush some hopes and dreams. What do we got here today? We've got Burst Lightning, so 2 points of damage to any target, potentially 4 if we got enough mana. This guy does 1 point of damage to an opponent whenever one or more lizards attacks. You can pump it up, but you can only activate that once per turn. Only if an opponent lost life this turn and only once per turn. So, yeah, I mean, it deals the damage as it's attacking. Then you can pump it, but only once. So it could be potentially a 2/3. This gives one of your creatures +2/+0 and trample. And then if this aura is put into a graveyard, you draw a card. This guy, if one of your creatures becomes targeted with spell ability, then you get a Popo counter on a target creature you control. And you can potentially offspring it, which means it comes out with a bebe, which means you got 2 guys to do the same thing. They both got trample, by the way. Emberheart, haste and prowess. Whenever it becomes a target of spell ability, you exile the top card of your library. Until the end of the turn, you may play that card. Play that card. Come on, baby, we're going to play that card. All right, Manifold Mouse, Offspring, which means you come out with a bebe if you got 4 mana. Otherwise, for 2, you put out one of them. At the beginning of your combat, target mouse gains either double strike or trample. And we got a few mice in here, so that is useful. Self-Destruct, target creature control deals X damage to any other target and X damage to itself, where X is a power. Yeah, that's going to kill pretty much any guy you got. You want a guy that has more deafness than power. We don't have anything like that. So you guys, this is essentially a fling card. Fling! Innkeeper's Talent pumps your dude up by 1 Popo counter. You can then make it to where any creature that has a counter on them has ward 1. And then lastly, if you put 1 or more permanents, counters or permanents on something, you put twice that many instead. All right, Overprotect. Target creature gets +3/+3, trample, hexproof, and indestructible. This is a great clutch card. One of those tricks that'll help carry you far. Questing Druid does a little bit of card draw action. You got to time it right, though. Other than that, whenever you cast a spell that is red, you put a Popo counter on this creature, so it can grow. Nice. Screaming Nemesis is a hasty 3/3 dude. Whenever damage is dealt to it, you can deal that much damage to any other target. If you deal it to your opponent, that opponent cannot gain life for the rest of the game. This will do great towards just completely hosing over life gain guys. And lastly, with Charring Bite deals 5 damage to target creature without flying. There you go. We got, this could be any type of creature. I'm not sure why we care about that. I guess because it could be a mouse, in which case that kind of stuff could happen. And then we got a nice collection of stuff. This will pump up mice or lizards. We don't have otters or raccoons, so it doesn't really matter. And gives them haste. So we got a little bit of tricks in there. Lots of tricks in this deck. So what are we going to do? We're going to come out with low-end dudes. We got a lot of pump stuff in here. Your dudes are going to get bigger. You're going to be able to do a lot of trampling and double striking. You can throw Popo counters around like crazy, potentially keep people from gaining life, and Overprotect like nuts to just kill people when they think that they have what it takes to survive an attack. All right, that's it. That's what we're going to do. All right, so before we go out and do our damage, let's do as we do every night. Let's say our prayers and talk about what is best in life. Hands together. Dear Black Queen Sholdred, who dwells within the dark chambers of my heart, please hear my prayers and grant your blessings as we attempt to crush our enemies, see them driven before us, and to hear the lamentations of the women. All right, playing against TouchtheClutch. Three is a good amount. Single drop. All right, cool. All right, a couple Thornspires here. This guy has to be played on my opponent's turn. Going to do the Seek the Beast. All right, let's just shut up Squeaky McSqueaky Pants over there. Pow! All in. I need to get some more guys out so that way targeting becomes a bad thing. Sweet. I see. Number one, let's just shoot our little pal there. Number two, let's just hold off. We can do the Questing Druid on his turn. All right, we're fine. All right, that's what we got out of the deal. Emberheart Challenger, huh? Overprotect is cool. So let's just do all of the above. Oh, I don't have enough mana there now. No. We'll wait till next turn. I thought I had 4 mana. It turns out somehow I probably put out something that was tapped. All right, Overprotect's going to be our friend here in a second. We'll try to put Amelia Bedelia in the way. Except I really need to take out a last, don't I? All right, Burst Lightning, Overprotect are going to be our friends. One, two. There we go. Yeah, and we're just punching people left and right like we own the place. You know, like, what is this now? Sweet googly people. I mean, I'm going to go crazy on super tramples, what I'm going to do. Oh, I should have done this. Alright, so we could definitely give stuff to people. Let's put it right there. And I'll pass out right there. And I'll pass it out right there. Double strike and trample. We're out of mana at this point. And we win! In your face! In your face! And we're playing with Oskitars the Ambitious. Keep. Nope, no dragons. They are whiny. Alright, we're going to start out strong. We're going to try to aggro this guy. Alright, straight up 2. Let's see if he's willing to give up his Sanctifier for that. For the Pawpatch. Yeah, he is. He's playing Boros. Alright. Okay, we can mouse up with a little bit of this. And, oh, Innkeeper's not going to cut it. Double strike. What a dirty, dirty, dirty boy. Alright, we're going to just prowess up a little bit here. Prowess! Let's give it to the old boy. We're going to lose out on that Pawpatch, unfortunately. He's got life gain. We're holding it low. I gotta tell you, Shelter by Ghosts is the best card out there, in my opinion. You gotta take, yeah, you gotta take the enchantment. I will see if he comes at me for 3. Alright, he's down to 7. We could have got him down to 4 right there. Just does he have more creature removal? That's the question. He's got Get Lost. There you go. We're paying for the full meal. And let's just go ahead and get it going. Here we go. 1. Pop. I'm not sure I really care for that guy. I like him because he holds it together, but we'll push him to the side right now. I guess we have to take him, huh? Yeah, okay, I like that. Let's keep it. He's down to 4 now. I can lose both the Pawpatches and take out his Sharpshooter. Let's go, Slummy Joe. You passed attack, you're just going to defend, huh? All right, you want to start shooting something? We can start passing out Popo counters. Let's give it to this guy. He's good. Seems like he's got some removal there. Fine. We gotta make everything that happens be dangerous. Welcome back, my friends. So good to see you. What's my next thing? Just a land, huh? Alright, we'll pop that out. And another land. Nuts. Alright, don't be wiping the board. And we win. And we win. Boom, boom. Goes the room. Alright, playing against 22 Cool DJ. Alright, so if we want to play the Pawpatch straight up, we gotta put out the green forest straight up. Audacity. Oh, we need to pick up a third mana. That would be really nice at some point here. Is he willing just to trade up? Ready to get rid of all your guys? We could do it. Trade straight up. There's our third mana. We'll go for a little Screaming Nemesis. Okay, you can't block with the skeleton. He's our big boy. He's our only point of injection at this point. Can't block. Manifold Mouse not going to do much. We'll slap that guy down. You're only doing 5 points of damage. You can't sacrifice enough. You're just wiping out all your guys for this, huh? Cool. That seemed like a really bad idea. Alright, so Overprotect is probably super cool at this point. Innkeeper's talent. Get better than what he's got there. Let's just do this. Alright, you can't do anything. And we just smacked you around. You got to ward up, get through the ward to be able through there. I need Overprotects back online is what I need. And that Death Touch is a problem. Overprotect's still going to win this thing for me. Yep, you got to pay for them, right? All right, up to 8. You think you can survive. You think you're doing okay. The target and X power to itself, where X is its power. All right, let's just go for it. Next to damage. Oh, we didn't do it. I thought I had time. Well, let's do it this way. I thought I had another step in there. Instead, we'll just have to do it the old-fashioned way with a nice fling. Victory! Alright, playing against JRK 1266. Let's turn off the dog. They tend to get a little too whiny here. And yeah, I'll Pawpatch it. I hate waiting. I don't want to wait till turn 3 just so I can make good use of him. If he comes out after turn 3, sure. Let's give him what he needs. Let's give him some Brondo. It's what the body needs. Turn off the twirly bobs. Those are nothing but annoying. Hubert, you look like you need some Energon cubes. There you go. What a hose beast. Alright, we'll keep him from life gaining, hopefully. Except for he's not the kind that does damage. That's the problem there. Yeah, he's either got white or black, and that doesn't care one way or the other. Alright, I can't kick it. Kick it! Alright, we'll double strike the mouse. That should be able to take out your little boys. Alright, he's down to 5. Burst Lightning goes against anybody's face. Alright, that's good. It means that he's got plans for the future, but his plans do not mean protecting himself against immediate death. He's up to 7. Alright, he's only got 1 blocker at this point. I think we got it. Alright, what do we want to do here? Double strike? Alright, we can overprotect whoever we want at this point. And should we just go for it again? There we go. Pow! And pow pow! As in boom boom goes the room. Boom freaking boom. That was beautiful. Victory! I played against Spek. Alright, let's, I get to go first then, apparently, huh? Alright, let's drop it out. Let's do a little Hired Claw. Nothing costs more. If I'm playing green, though, I need something better. Alright, whatever. We'll put this out. We'll put a little Ember. Let's turn off the dragon, too, while we're at it. Night-night. Alright, so green's going to be a little on the slow side. Still got to get out the Restless Ridgeline if we want that green action. Alright, let's see if he's willing to block. If he goes... No, he just goes for that. That's fine. Alright, we'll let it go. feel like this should be stealing stuff. It's like a steam iron. All right, we got our singleton green. If we want to overprotect, we got to keep it where it's at. Let's just go for what we got. Do it again. You want to block again? All right, here comes the counter spell. We'll see what happens here. Try and do some tricksy. All right, his guy's gone. And we got a little burst lightning ready to go in case he puts out something on the small side. And we win. Apparently that's all it takes. In your face, Junie B. Jones. In your face. All right, put against Taxtharots. What are we dropping for one here? Nothing. No green. All right, at least he's got some haste. Third mana. Let's put out Screaming Nemesis. We're going crazy aggro wise here. Let me pull out a 4. I could double Manifold Mouse. Come on, no mana. Yeah, there we go. Unfortunately, it's slow. I'll go single on it. All right, I can't play this one, so we just have to let it go. Can I just win? Ooh, he's putting that out full on, huh? Double strike again. Who's he gonna block? Pick who you like. All right, that's as much as that can happen. Let's just try. There we go. And that should be enough to do it. Winner, winner! Victory dinner! Alright, so here we are with GRUUL Aggro. Yeah, it was tons of fun. I really liked it a lot. I love a good aggro deck, and this thing held it up just fine. Don't want to give... Immediately, I just want to talk about the MVP card, but I'm not going to do it because I want to wait until the MVP. But what I really liked about this deck was I liked the fact that your guys... they just all had a bunch of tricks in it. You got a bunch of tricksy stuff going on. Pawpatch sitting there and saying, yeah, if you target me, I'm going to start passing around Popo counters. Innkeeper's Talent, passing around Popo counters. And then Ward. The Questing Druid. Learning to play this guy at the right time was a hard time for me. But Screaming Nemesis, preventing them from gaining life, provided that you could deal damage to it. Sometimes, like, I almost want to deal damage to Screaming Nemesis, just like you could do that. Burst Lightning to Screaming Nemesis to do damage to your opponent so they can't gain life anymore, even if they're just going to not deal damage to Screaming Nemesis on their own. The interesting thing was Twinmaw Stormbrood. Like, you're not playing the white part of this, you're just playing the red part, which is the 5 damage to target creature without flying for 2 mana. I haven't checked to see if there's another card that just does this regardless. Something tells me, what was it, the Witch Stalker's Frenzy or something like that? It was probably a better version of this card or something. I mean, you have to attack to be able to get the benefits to be able to play it for cheap. This one, you can just play it for 2. So maybe this was worth it. I'm not sure. It's in here. That's why this deck is called Naya occasionally, just because it's one in here. But we're not ever playing the white, so it's never a thing. None of these cards have white mana on it, so it's not ever going to happen. But altogether, yeah, it was a fun thing. I mean, we're playing with mouse aggro. It's a little redundant that way, but throwing in the green, I thought really made it fun and interesting. And let's talk about the MVP. Who was the MVP of this deck? It was Overprotect. On this deck, this card was the MVP, the most valuable player. There's so many times I had dudes all juiced up, but maybe they didn't have trample, maybe they were going to die, maybe they put them against something that had a stronger defense or something like that. But throwing the 3/3 on them and trample and hexproof and indestructible, yeah, this is the thing that did it. This won me so many games. Just having the instant and being able to do everything it does. Overprotect was by far the MVP of today's deck. So congratulations, Overprotect. You were going to Disneyland. All right, number 2 was this deck fun. Yeah, why was it fun? Because it was an aggro deck. Look at number 1, number 2. That's where all your cards are at. And you were able to play it, very little. We only had like 22 lands in here. And you didn't need it. You didn't really need it. I mean, we only needed to get up to 3. That was the number we needed. If we got 4, I like that because then I could play 2 cards per turn. That was great. The other thing that cost 4 was like Manifold Mouse, getting it out for its baby making ability there with its offspring. That took 4. So yeah, 4 was kind of the number that you needed to be able to make this deck really purr. Didn't require much. Usually I end up drawing like 3 cards usually right off the bat, which is weird in a 22 card deck. Still, we did it. We did it. It was decent. I forgot to talk about what was the win rate. Let me go back and take a look. I ended up getting a 57% win rate. This deck was rumored to have a 64, I think it was. 67 is what it was supposed to be. So I did not do as well. There was a lot of people I was playing with. Like if I go against other aggro, if they went first, they would win. It's just, that's the thing with aggro. Whoever goes first wins. Sometimes you get lucky. Maybe they run out of creatures and you could just kill their creatures early off or something like that. But if it doesn't, and you're just going toe to toe, it's like whoever goes first is the winner. That seemed to happen a bunch with this deck. Still, this deck is fast. It is aggressive. It is fun to play. I really liked it. Lastly, was it interesting? Yeah. I mean, why was it interesting? Is because, I don't know. Let's take a look. It really is because of Overprotect. And Overprotect's been around for quite a long time. Was any of the decks in this thing relatively new? Not really. Though the newest one in here is from Tarkir, just for the Charring Bite. But we're not really playing with any Final Fantasies in here. Self-Destruct is a Final Fantasy card. I did win once with this. I was desperate because I thought I had another step after we declared damage to be able to do stuff in. Didn't have it, so I ended up having to blow my dude up to do the extra damage to finish him off. All right, so that one Final Fantasy card totally won the game for me. It was good. It was well worth it. All right, so let's add this up. Was this deck competitive? Yeah, it was a competitive deck. Definitely right there in the Platinum Mythic levels that you see over at magic.gg. Was this deck fun? Yes, I enjoyed it big time. I'm an aggro type of guy at heart. I usually like a good Rakdos deck probably best, but GRUUL, it could be really tasty, really tasty. And lastly, was this deck interesting? Yeah, why? Because it was a GRUUL version of an aggro deck. I haven't seen a decent one of those in a while. I thought this was totally crumulent. All right, so that makes this into an A+ deck. A+! And as I'm required by federal law to say, this deck is so choice, and highly recommend you pick one up, should you have the means. That's all for now. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to like and subscribe. From all of us here in the secret underground headquarters of Uncommonly Good MTG, have a great day. In the words of my people, screw you guys, I'm going home. Bye.